Hey, what's up guys, Joker here. Thought about just making a video talking about how to play Paladin. This is a class I main, so maybe I should know how it is, and if I don't, well, please help me. But this is kind of a more something I'm gonna call Idiot's Guide to Paladin. Just going through the basics and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the different actions. So you look at this. This is class. These are all, things that Gladiator has. That's what the icon is right here, and then this is more Paladin specific things. Now, I don't really understand why Circle Scorn and Sentinel are there because it's 38 and 50. You should, by 30, you get your job class, which means 30, like so for Paladins. I mean for Gladiators, because that's what you start with. You turn into Paladin when you're level 30. These are only for those beginning classes. So Dark Knight, they start at 30. They don't have like a beginner class. For Dragoons, they have Lancers. For Bards, you start as an Archer at level 1, and then 30, that's when you get your big boy pants, and that's when you get these type of abilities. Spirits Within, this is a big hitting attack. Sheltering, it's a mitigation cover. This is moving mitigation over. Prominence, this is a combo with an attack you already have, which is Total Eclipse. So let me just start with these. So in Paladin, the combo set is you start here with Fast Blade, and it's like really nice. You see this little outline right there when I hit Riot Blade. That's the second, and then you see these two outlines down there. It's like I can go in either direction. I can go with Thorn Blade, which increases damage. It makes me do better. So when I come around here and I go and do Royal Authority, which is the updated version of Howling Blade, I can hit a little harder when I spam and do Atonement. And this is the first set. For Paladins, that's the first set because that's the physical one. Then you can go into a little magic set here. So I usually do Spirits Within, and then I start casting Requisite, and then you can just do insta-cast on Holy Spirit while that Requisite timer is up. I usually hold it up to there, and then I use Confiteor because that ends it. At this time you can use this attack right here, which is more the gap closer attack. There's not really a good point to put it. I use it right there usually, but just because it fits in. Now you can start with a Requisite. You can do it the inverse. You can start with Requisite, use Holy Spirit, and then use Confiteor in it, and then probably end with Spirits Within because it'll give you more MP back. And I like to keep MP on because Paladins you get this move later called Clemency. Now it starts with I think it starts with around 4,000, yeah, with 4,000 MP, but as you move up in your levels, it will get decreased down to 2,000, and this just heals you. That's what I really like about Paladins, is you're able to heal yourself. Divine Veil, you put this on, and if a healer is healing you, you get 10% back. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on that one, but yeah, you get upon healing, protective barriers cast on a party within a radius of 15 yards prevents damage up to 10% of your maximum HP. So it's kind of useful when you know you're low and you know a healer is going to heal. That's what you use Divine Veil for. Shirk is pretty simple, just moves in Enmity, which is like the thing that makes people attack you, as a tank. Oh, this is an important thing. The tank stance for Paladins is Iron Will. So when I turn that on, things are gonna go attack me. And it's because my enemy is being generated way higher. And this is important. If you're not using this and you have like a red mage or a healer, they're gonna be the tank. You have to turn on Iron Will. I probably should have gotten on that earlier. Shield Bash, I've never really used this as a tank. You do not use this when you hit like into the 50s and stuff like that. It's another attack to use, yeah, but there's other things you'd probably be using. Shield Bob is your long range attack. It just works as a way of, some people I see, they like to pull enemies with Shield Bob. I usually like to use Provoke, which again is an enemy thing you get a lot. This works better if you're swapping tanks, like if you're tank swapping. Provoke is really the more useful thing to hit in order to tank swap quicker. Maybe you can use Shirk, but yeah. Now also something that's another thing that's really specific to Paladin is Hallowed Ground. This is the move that Paladins use, and basically if you use Hallowed Ground, you don't take damage for the 10 seconds right there. You take no damage. Yeah. I think somebody called it a dot, and I've just been keeping the term dot. I don't really know if that's what it's supposed to be. So talking about Sentinel, it's just another mitigation. You reduce damage by 30%. Circle Scone is an AoE type thing that has a 90-second cooldown, I'm pretty sure. 25 seconds, I think. It used to be longer. Like, as you move up, some cooldowns, some MP costs to get reduced. This right here, Total Eclipse. I mean, I remember when I first started, people would just spam use Total Eclipse. This draws a lot of enemy too, so if you're, a Paladin, use this. Especially when you're trying to grab a lot of enemies, it's really helpful. It's really easy to get them. So what else do I have on my bar? Arm's Length. This is, you're gonna use Arm's Length. You should use Arm's Length, and where that is roll. Now these are all things that every tank is gonna have. Every tank's gonna have Shirk, every tank's gonna have Interject, every tank's gonna have Rampart, which is another mitigation. 20%. You see how it has the affinity down there that just shows you every class? This one's covered. I should probably just move myself out of the way. And you know what, I guess I'm just gonna sit there. So you look at that, it's stun, low blow, stuns target. This is something you really don't use. Like when you're doing 50 plus shit, it like never comes up. There are gonna be some, now that's only for bosses and in dungeons and stuff like that. If you're dealing with regular trash, low blow is going to work, and that happens when someone is trying to hit you with a physical attack. You can use low blow and stun them. Interject interrupts actions, so if they're trying to cast like a spell, you can use interject. This is something I really have never used. Arm's Length. Now, this is something I was talking about. Creates a barrier nullifying most knockback and draw-in effects. This is useful in a lot of trials. They have knockback mechanics that will just knock you off the ledge, like in Titan. There's other ones later on in the game, but I'm just going to use Titan because it's an early game thing. This is something a lot of classes have, as you can see the affinity thing. This helps with just knockback and also slowing. So it's actually kind of useful to use. A lot of people just don't use it. I sometimes just will turn it on just to have it as something hey, I did it. But if I know that there's a knockback mechanic, I will save it. So that's generally the use of that. Now also, when you're talking about tanks, these are just kind of like, what's it called? These are just, passive abilities. So the Enhanced Echoes, this is what I was talking about. Spells require no cast time. That's something I only got at 78. Sword Oath, that was that ability that after I used Royal Authority, I could use Atonement. I got that at 76. There's Enhanced Sheltron, it basically just makes Sheltron better. Same things here, it just makes a lot of moves just better. Now orders, that's not Limit Break. This is important for tanks. You don't use Limit Break. There are only certain, that's not accurate. There are certain places where you will use Limit Break. That Alexander boss. You have to use your LB on it. Yes, you have to use your LB when you're synced. That is just something that pops up. You usually will not have to use it. It's about 95% of the time you will not be using this if you're a tank, any tank. Because your LB3 is just making you immortal to like really hard hitting attacks. LB3 for healers is used probably the most because it reses everyone. LB3 DPS is, if you're really close, you just might as well just spam it just to see if you can just get the kill. You tend to just let the healers hang on to LB, so it's something that tanks really shouldn't be worrying about. Now I'm going to move up here. Now I'm going to go down. Goring Blade I went through. it just when you combo it, and these are important things to follow, those red outlines are huge indicators of where your combo is. Sheltron is up right now with a red indicator right now because this is my bar is up and it's telling me, hey, you can use it now. But usually combos will be in that red outline. And yeah, so Holy Spirit, this is a magic attack. It deals it to one target. Holy Circle deals AoE magic. Intervention, this reduces damage. I sometimes will, if I remember to use Intervention, use it on a healer, just so they take less damage. Passage of Arms is basically just, it's easier if I just show. So, bam, I use Passage of Arms. If people are behind me, they are taking less damage. I hope it's gonna work right here. Yeah, increases block rate to 100%, creates a designated area in a cone behind you, which party members will sit for 85%. Again, this is if it's a big attack. I really don't use it that much, but if you're synced doing high-end trials, there's a big attack coming, you might as well use it because you're not going to just use it on yourself. And also, you can't move. If you cast it and move, it turns off. So just stand still and make sure you're not hitting yourself. Otherwise, you could actually fuck up a lot of things for your party. Let's go back here and talk about Intervene. That was a gap clearer. Atonement, this is the thing you use after Royal Authority. You get three sword out stacks. That's why I could only use 3 atonements, and you can only use it after Royal Authority in that combo. That's a general breakdown of how Paladin works. This is kind of the rotation I will go through. Make sure I cast Fight or Flight. You see how I did Royal Authority instead of Goring Blade? That is just because I'm an idiot in that I'm used to muscle memory, stuff like that. It kind of goes like this for me. Sometimes just mostly because muscle memory is just going to take me to what I have, but really this is what you should be doing. You can use Circle Scorn to start or end, just in between, because there's just no really good point of when you're gonna use Circle Scorn or Intervene or Spirits of Within. You just have to use your judgment of when you need to use those attacks, because like they'll help you. I mean, because you're doing damage, you might as well just do something instead of just sitting there like an idiot. Also, when you're a tank, please go like this, so the ad is facing you. I can actually just make an example right here. So when I want to kill it, so that's why I gotta get provoked. So the enemies are facing me. Do that because when they snot, like, you know, when they're doing a big attack, it doesn't have the other people being attacked. Don't stand like with all your DPS. If you're the main tank, don't stand with your DPS and your healers and stuff like that, because they're gonna die. I usually bring and stand on the other side because it's just way easier. You know, you can use shield Bob or Provoke. I wouldn't use Intervene to pull an enemy, just because DPS and healers are way behind you then. I usually use Provoke, bring the enemy to a middle area, turn it around, and then just attack. It just makes it easier for, say, a samurai to come over there and smack something, because they're physical, they need to be up close just like you are up close. So yeah. Some things to keep in mind. Shirk, I would keep it on your bar. Have I ever used Shirk? No. I've never used it. I've never been told to use it. I probably will use it next expansion. Cover, I've never used cover. Also, I'm gonna be honest. Are they both useful things to have? Well, I can just say this is a reason why. I mean, cover is, I think cover would be more useful, because you're taking all the damage intended for another party member. That's kind of useful. You know, if your main tank is about to fucking die, then you use cover, take that damage, and you're the main tank, and then tank swap in, and you're good to go. But like I said, I haven't had to use it. This guy's probably just practicing or whatever, so I'll just move over here. Yeah, so, you know, this is kind of just a starter basic guide. I'm going to link something down. If you want to get into the technical numbers, in rotation. There's something called I think it's Salt FF14. I'm gonna link it down in the description box. These guys do a great job of building out guides for every single class. They tell you what you needed, what your rotation needs to be, what's optimal, what everything. They break it down in Google Docs and stuff like that, showing you the numbers. Is very well detailed. I just don't like the number reading thing. It's just too annoying for me. You know, I try to look at the rotation and say this is what you should do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What I need to clean up, because you know what, that would just help me be a better paladin in general. But yeah, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Will probably be the next one I do in this series will probably be Samurai. That'll be fun because I actually have no clue. Again, idiot's guide. So take care and bye. I also wanted to say, like and subscribe. It helps me on the algorithm. Just trying to grow out here. And you know, catch you in the next video. Bye bye.